I used to think getting a girl's number was the best thing ever. I remember being at clubs when I was at uni and I'd meet a girl on a dance floor and maybe we'd kiss and I'd think, oh, I'm gonna ask her for a number, and then she gives it me and I come away so excited that I've met this girl, I've got her number. The issue is getting a girl's number isn't actually that effective, yet so many people aim for it. Because what happened after I'd gone home from the club that night and maybe I'd woken up the next day and I started to text her, then suddenly I've got to start trying to organise the conversation, try and win like her favour again, of getting her interested, trying to be funny, trying to do all these things to then build up to seeing if she wants to go on a date. And really, that's just an ineffective strategy. It certainly was for me, because I don't particularly pride myself on being someone that is the most suave texter. I'm more of someone who prefers to speak on the phone, or even better, be in person. So one of the mistakes that a lot of guys make, especially if they're new to approaching girls or even just meeting in like social events, they go and ask for numbers instead of asking for dates. Because realistically, the thing, like, who cares about her number or her Snapchat or her Instagram? Like, who cares about these things? What you really want is to go on a date with her, to see if you are compatible and to see if you maybe would be interested in dating each other a bit more and having a relationship. But if all you go for is thinking in my head, okay, there's that pretty girl over there, yeah, I'm going to talk to her, I'm going to get a number, and she might have a great time with you in person, and had you asked for a date, she'd have probably said yeah. But then it's the next day and you're sort of texting and she's a bit distracted and she's a bit busy. Was he quite cool? I don't know, I had a drink, I met this other person, and all this other confusion comes in. So fundamentally for me, I stopped asking for numbers. It wasn't what I was truly after. So now when I approach girls, my only intent, one, is to build that connection, to see if there's a connection. I'm going to go over there and be like, cool, okay, I vibe with this girl, because that's what an approach really is. It's a vibe check, to be like, oh, okay, we seem to be compatible, cool. I'm going to ask her on a date. Hey, this has been really fun. Do you fancy meeting up and we can grab like a drink or a tea sometime? I'd like to get to know you better. And then they'll just be like, cool. It forces them to make the decision in the moment, because how many guys have, you get the girl's phone number and like, maybe she just ghosts it outright because it was all fun chatting to you in the club when she was drunk and having fun, but then, you know, not really interested anymore, busy, so she ghosts you. Or you then just end up texting a girl who gave you her number, who was never really interested, which is a bigger issue. Some girls are just polite. They'll give you a number even though they have no intention of going on a date with you. Instead, what I started to do was just ask for the date, because then it clarified the situation so much better, of just being like, hey, are you interested in dating me, essentially? And that would get a girl to be either like, yes, no, and I'd get my answer there, rather than 4 days down the line when I've been spending all my time texting her, deciding if I have the courage to be like, hey, do you want to go out on a date? And it's like, nah, that all could have been dealt with in that moment, and then I don't have to get the number, or, as I say, Gen Z or whatever in here, get her Snapchat or her Instagram, etc. It's not the objective to aim for, and it's certainly what I've done with all of the girls, including the girl that I date now. When I walked up to her and approached her, we got on really well. We ended up going on what I call an instant date, and we just went and got peppermint teas. I don't drink coffee, all right? I'm one of them. And we got peppermint teas, and I was just like, hey, this has been really fun. Do you fancy meeting up again? And then we coordinated a date then. And when we went to leave each other, I was so just like, cool, we've got a date. She was the one that reminded me that we needed to exchange a contact, because that's the thing. If you arrange the date, you get given a contact by default. Like, she was there giving me a contact so we could get in touch and coordinate it. I don't know what to tell you. I forgot. Luckily she remembered, because we're 5 months into dating, so that'd have been a bit of a disaster if not. But that is the thing, like, you get the contact by default, so just go for the date and that just comes with. So for guys, if you're in that mindset of going over there, 1, establish a connection, 2, bypass the number, go straight for the date, find out the answer that you want to really know of if she wants to date you. And then when it comes to texting, well, I have literally got a video where, I was too early, I was going to cue the video, but it's not yet, is it? No. When it comes to texting, I have a very simple system for how I do that, because at the point you've arranged a date, she's interested, and you start texting, I love the saying, you're more likely to text yourself out of a date than into one. So I have a system that I developed that has made it super easy and super effective for me to go from meeting a girl and us being on like the same page about going on a date to that date happening and so many more. So you ready? Check out that video up here if you want to understand how you can go from being that guy that goes up to a girl, whether it be at a party or on a street, and then goes on a date with her and learns how to text her properly.